They say that what goes around comes around, that every action has a reaction, that justice is slow but inevitable. Lies, utter nonsense. A convenient fallacy for those who have never encountered the singular black hole known as the washing machine. Because the pairing sock, my friends, the pairing sock enters a dimensional limbo the moment it touches the soapy water. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is the purest, rawest, and most desolate reality. A silent conspiracy of cotton and spandex woven against my sanity and, dare I say, against that of millions of other human beings who, like me, believe in the concept of a pair. If you think I'm exaggerating, it's because you've never had an emotional relationship with a pair of socks. You've never experienced the almost childlike joy of putting on those favorite socks on a cold morning, feeling that perfect comfort and symmetry, and, more importantly, you've never felt the existential emptiness of pulling clean laundry out of the machine, days later and realizing that one of them is gone, vanished, evaporated, turned into sock dust in the space-time continuum, taking a piece of your soul with it. I am the silent and involuntary victim of a war no one else seems to notice. My history with lost socks is long, painful, and frankly, traumatizing. It began in childhood with those bright, patterned socks my mother used to buy. I vividly remember a pair with dinosaurs. They weren't just any dinosaurs. They were ferocious, green T-Rexes on a vibrant blue background. They were my favorites, my power socks that made me feel invincible at school. One day, only one came back from the laundry. Where did the other T-Rex go? Did he run away to a greener Jurassic pasture? Was he abducted by aliens from a planet of hole-free socks? Swallowed by a black hole of fabric softener? The grief over the loss of that lonely dinosaur stays with me to this day. A trauma that shaped my skeptical view of life and laundry. But, naive as I am, I thought it was a childish thing, that with age and maturity, the mystery of the socks would resolve itself. Oh, poor foolish me. I was so wrong. The saga only intensified, becoming a macabre obsession. The graveyard of single socks in my dresser drawer grew to the point of having its own code of laws, and a social hierarchy based on color, material, and ironically, the nobility of its loss. There are the athletic ones, the dress ones, the funny novelty ones, all orphans, all waiting for a reunion that deep down I know will never come, a reunion that is merely a sweet illusion for the broken hearts of lonely socks. Tried everything. I swear on what's left of my sanity. I washed by color with an almost religious faith that perhaps chromatic homogeneity was a protective barrier. I washed by fabric type, separating cotton from polyester, as if there was an intrinsic xenophobia in the washing machine drum. I washed the socks separately from all the other clothes, as if they were delicate, rare butterflies that could dissolve in the machine's turbulent waters. I tried those mesh laundry bags, you know? Those zippered ones that are supposedly the final barrier against the abyss of oblivion. What a joke. They prevent nothing. The mesh bag is just a VIP entrance door to the parallel dimension of lost socks, a portal disguised as a protector. I put the pair inside, Zip it up with the hope that never dies. That thread of optimism that makes me believe in humanity and the functionality of products. And in the end, I pull the bag out. One sock looks at me, lonely, through the mesh, almost mocking me. The other, who knows? Maybe it's floating around, meeting the lost dinosaur from my childhood, forming a rebellious clan of missing socks, plotting their next, more elaborate attack on my drawer, like an Ocean's 11 of footwear. I can only imagine the dialogue between them in some secret hideout. Yes, Earl, we got another one from my name. He'll never learn. Mwahaha. I still remember the time I bought a ridiculously expensive pair of socks. They were those compression technology ones for a high-performance sport I never actually played. But they gave me the illusion of being an elite athlete, even if the most exercise I got was lifting the remote control. They were navy blue, with neon green accents, and promised better circulation and muscle recovery. The marketing got me. I wore them once, a single time, with a mixture of pride and hope in my imaginary athletic performance. I washed them with the utmost care, almost reverence, in the mesh bag, of course. I took them out of the machine. One, a single sock, flaunting its useless compression without its partner, which was to become a kind of useless monolith in my wardrobe. That pain was different. It wasn't the pain of loss. It was the pain of betrayal. How could such a sophisticated, expensive sock, with so much technological promise, succumb to the same fate as its cheap cotton cousins? There was no logic. There was no solace. Just the void. And the bitter, growing suspicion that the washing machine isn't just a washing machine. It's an interdimensional portal. It's a selective portal that chooses its victims with an inexplicable criterion. Maybe it's the socks with too much personality, or the ones that match my mood too well that day, just to punish me for a brief moment of joy. My wife, bless her heart, tries to convince me that they get stuck to other clothes, that they fall behind the machine, that I drop them on the floor. I appreciate the effort, the good intention of trying to anchor me in reality, but the truth, my friends, is deeper, much darker. If they fell behind the machine, I would find them during the semi-annual cleaning that, admittedly, never happens, but which would hypothetically reveal hidden secrets. If they stuck to other clothes, I would find them when folding the mountain of towels, separating the undergarments, or looking for that specific t-shirt. No, they vanished. They disappeared from the physical plane. It is a supernatural phenomenon, a glitch in the universe's matrix that manifests exclusively during spin and rinse cycles. I've spent hours hunched over the machine, a flashlight in hand, unscrewing filters, checking the drainage, transforming myself into an operetta sock detective. And what do I find? Lint balls, old pennies that are worthless. And once, a hair clip I don't even know where it came from or which head it belonged to. But never, ever, the missing sock. It's like searching for the Holy Grail in a dirty washing machine. The conclusion, after years of investigation and suffering, is inevitable. There is a secret sock ecosystem. They don't disappear. They free themselves. They form a secret society, perhaps in some crack in my laundry room, or in a parallel dimension accessible only through hot water and detergent. I imagine the leader socks, with their vibrant personalities, perhaps a wise old knee-high recruiting the new orphans, promising them a life of freedom, far from the sweaty foot and the obligatory pairing. They must have a complex constitution, a secret anthem sung in threads of cotton and spandex, and maybe even a secret drink made of concentrated fabric softener. Their headquarters might be the dryer vent, or perhaps a portal that opens inside the pocket of those jeans you only wash once a month. I, here, on this side of reality, am merely the involuntary supplier of new members to their cause, a pawn in the great sock war. And the worst part is, I can't stop. I need socks. I have to keep feeding this secret rebellion, this cotton revolution. Because if I stop buying socks, maybe they will issue me an ultimatum. And I don't even want to imagine what happens when a secret, well-organized, and resentful society of socks gets angry. They probably start stealing the lids off pens. So that's it. That is my saga. The daily struggle against the emptiness of the single sock drawer. It is a never-ending journey, a mystery without a solution, an involuntary tribute to a secret fabric society that lives and thrives at the expense of my sanity. I know it sounds crazy that they are just socks. But if you also have a pile of orphaned socks in your drawer, a mountain of evidence that something is fundamentally wrong with the universe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You are also feeding the rebellion. You are also an involuntary accomplice. What was your most memorable sock that disappeared? The one with a specific design, or the one that perfectly matched a specific pair of sneakers? Have you tried to unravel the mystery? Or have you, like me, already surrendered to the inevitability of loss, accepting your role as a sock supplier? Leave a comment below. I need to know I'm not alone in this fight, that I'm not the only sock recruiter for the parallel dimension. If you identified with this tragic and hilarious story of disappearance and feel a pang of dread every time you fold clean laundry, hit the like button so more people can discover the truth and we can unite against this conspiracy. And please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel of misadventures and bizarre reflections on what daily life throws at us, click the subscribe button and hit the bell. Because, who knows, maybe in the next video, we'll uncover the truth behind the paper clips that reproduce on my desk, or why cell phone chargers always break at the cord. I guarantee the sock mystery is just the tip of my chaotic life's iceberg of unanswered questions.